The Singapore Grand Prix is a motor race on the calendar of the FIA Formula One World Championship. The event takes place in Singapore on the Marina Bay Street Circuit and was the inaugural F1 night race and the first street circuit in Asia. Spaniard Fernando Alonso won the first Formula One edition of the Grand Prix, driving for the Renault team amid controversial circumstances, when a year later it had emerged that his teammate Nelson Piquet Jr. had been ordered to crash on purpose by senior team management to bring out the safety car at a timely moment to catapult Alonso to the head of the line. The Singapore Grand Prix will remain on the F1 calendar until at least 2017, after race organizers signed a contract extension with Formula One management on the eve of the 2012 event. Every running of the race has featured at least one safety car, a total of 12 safety car deployments since 2008. The running of the race under artificial lights sees the race start at 2 p.m. CET, which is the standard time for European Grands Prix, as well as moderating the extreme daytime apparent temperature seen in the tropical climate. Even so, given the race is held just about 172 kilometers from the equator, the cockpit temperature can reach 60 degrees Celsius. History. Origins. First organized in 1961, the race was initially known as the Orient Year Grand Prix. The following year, the race was renamed the Malaysian Grand Prix. After Singapore attained its independence in 1965, the race at the Thomson Road Circuit was renamed to the Singapore Grand Prix. The event was discontinued after 1973 and a variety of reasons have been suggested, including an increase in traffic, the very high danger and unsuitability of the track for racing, the inconvenience of having to close roads for the event and fatal accidents during the 1972 and 1973 races. Formula One. An agreement for a 5-year deal was signed by Singapore GP Pte Limited, the Singapore Tourism Board and Bernie Ecclestone. In November 2007 it was announced that the telecommunications company Singtel would sponsor the event, and also they televised the show on Channel 5 called Singtel Grid Girls. The official name of the event became the Formula One Singtel Singapore Grand Prix. The race was co-funded by the government of Singapore, footing 60% of the total bill, or 90 million Singapore dollars, out of a total tab of 150 million Singapore dollars. Around 110,000 tickets were made available for the country's first Formula One race. Corporate hospitality suites and packages went on sale at the end November 2007, 3-day passes to the public went on sale in February 2008. Single-day passes went on sale a month later. The event went on to achieve a full sellout for all of its tickets. The 2008 race hosted the famous Amber Lounge after party, and in 2010 Singapore became the second location to host the Amber Lounge fashion show. The first race held at the new Marina Bay Street Circuit was the 15th round of the 2008 FIA Formula One World Championship, and was also the first nighttime event in Formula One history. The timing of the night event meant that it could be broadcast live at a convenient time for European TV audiences. The track was also illuminated by a series of projectors which adapt their output to match the shape of the course. The race was won by Fernando Alonso driving for the Renault team, however that result has since been tarnished by controversy. For the 2009 race, the circuit was reprofiled slightly, including modifications to turns 1, 2 and 3 to aid overtaking, and also at turn 10 where high curbs caused many accidents in 2008. On September 22, 2012, the AP reported that Bernie Ecclestone and the Singapore Grand Prix agreed that the Grand Prix will remain on the Formula One calendar through the year of 2017. For the 2013 race, it was announced that the 10th turn of the track, the Singapore Sling Chicane, will be reconfigured so the cars will have to navigate a flowing left-hander before accelerating towards the Anderson Bridge. On April 15, 2014, it was announced that Singapore Airlines would sponsor the Singapore Grand Prix, starting from that year. During the 2015 race, a spectator entered the track on the straight after Anderson Bridge, as leaders Sebastian Vettel and Daniel Ricciardo sped by. Given that he crossed the track, the accident probability was high, but he climbed over the fencing himself when the safety car was deployed. Eventual race winner Vettel described the man as crazy in his post-race interview. The 27-year-old man was arrested by Singapore police after the incident. CCTV footage showed he had sneaked through a gap in the fencing. Considering Tom Price had lost his life at Kyalami in 1977 after being hit in the head by a stricken marshal's fire extinguisher, such collisions also pose tremendous dangers to drivers. Therefore, the glitch that allowed the trespassing was regarded with great concern. Track description . Although the track has seen some minor changes as seen above, the basic layout has in many aspects remained unchanged. It is a twisty circuit that is the slowest in Formula One, running at normal race distance above 305 km, which combined with its features of proximity to walls leads to frequent safety cars, further extending the running to nearing the race time limit of 2 hours. The bumpiness, the heavy braking zones, the lack of daylight and the humidity makes the race very testing for both drivers and cars. It has some 90-degree turns, but is pretty variable in that aspect, featuring technical sections with quick direction changes as well. Overtaking is primarily done at the end of the first sector, where top speeds are at their highest. Runoff areas exist at the end of the long straightaways, but are very short by Formula One standards. At most parts of the track, cars run very close to the walls. Winners = multiple winners = embolded drivers are still competing in the Formula One Championship. A pink background indicates an event which was not part of the Formula One World Championship. Multiple winners = embolded teams are still competing in the Formula One Championship. A pink background indicates an event which was not part of the Formula One World Championship. By year = events which were not part of the Formula One World Championship are indicated by a pink background. Sponsors: 2008 Euro 2013, Singapore Telecom's Singapore Grand Prix, 2014 Euro 2017, Singapore Airlines Singapore Grand Prix. Concerns: before the first modern race took place, Malaysian Sports Minister Azalina Othman said that the proximity of the Sepang International Circuit in Malaysia, which hosts the Malaysian Grand Prix and is about 300 kilometers from Singapore, would create unhealthy competition. The Malaysian Deputy Youth and Sports Minister Leo Tiong Lee stated that the Malaysian government is unconcerned about possible competition from Singapore. Gallery. Track layouts. Further reading: Solomon, Eli. Snakes and Devils, A History of the Singapore Grand Prix. Singapore, Marshall Cavendish. ISBN 978-981-261-584-8. Decotta, Ian. The Singapore Grand Prix, Euro 50 Years in the Making. Singapore, Media Corp Pte Limited. ISBN 978-8-08-1341-3. Davison, Julian. Gambling for Matchsticks? The Expat pages 49 Euro 58. See also, Marina Bay Street Circuit, Thompson Road Grand Prix Circuit. References. External links: Singapore Grand Prix official website.